I am 92 years old. I have outlived my wife. I have outlived my friends. I have outlived my enemies. And I've outlived the version of myself that used to give a damn about what people thought of me. And I'm standing at the very edge of the cliff. I can see the bottom. You can't. That is the only difference between us. You are walking around with a quiet, comfortable illusion that you have time. You treat your days like spare change, like there's an endless supply waiting somewhere in the future, but there isn't. You are not wealthy in time. You are living on borrowed breath, and one day the debt collector arrives. You know you're going to die, of course you do, but you don't feel it. You don't wake up with it sitting beside your bed, and if you did, you wouldn't be living the way you are. Let me tell you about a man named Jack. It was 1968. Jack was my best friend, sharper than me, more ambitious than me, richer than me. He walked into rooms like he owned them. One night we were celebrating a massive business deal and he leaned back in his chair, lit a cigar and said, "Frank, 5 more years. That's the plan. I grind for 5 more years, I hit my number, then I'm done. Then I take Mary to Italy. Then I learn to paint. Then I start living." 3 days later, Jack walked out of his office building, grabbed his chest and collapsed on the sidewalk. Massive heart attack, 42 years old. He never went to Italy. He never painted. He never started living. The tragedy wasn't that Jack died, because we all die. The tragedy was that he postponed his life until it expired. A week after his funeral, I went to clear out his office. His calendar was booked for 6 months. Meetings, targets, deadlines. The world did not pause. His company replaced him in 2 weeks. His clients forgot his name within a year. And when I look at you, I see Jack. You are telling yourself the same lie. You say you'll slow down after the promotion. You'll travel when the kids are older. You'll rest when you're financially secure. You'll fix relationships when the timing is right. There is no right timing. There is only now. And if you keep trading your present for a future that isn't guaranteed, you are gambling with something you cannot win back. Let's talk about your stuff. You are obsessed with accumulation. Bigger homes, faster cars, newer phones. You buy things you don't need with money you don't have to impress people you don't even respect. I used to live in a large house. I had luxury cars. I had a garage full of toys. I believed those things proved I had succeeded. Now I live in a small room with a bed, a chair, and a photograph of my wife. And I am telling you with the clarity of a man at the finish line that almost all of it was noise. I have attended more funerals than I can count, and I have never seen a U-Haul behind a hearse. When you die, strangers will sort through your belongings and most of what you thought was precious will end up in a dumpster. Future trash, and you are sacrificing your life energy to collect it. Why are you working 60 hours a week, missing your daughter's childhood, to pay for a car that spends its life in traffic? It is madness, and you won't realize it until it is too late to return the merchandise. I once won Businessman of the Year. There was applause, lights, a standing ovation. I felt invincible. I drove home holding the trophy like it meant something eternal, but the house was dark. My wife was asleep, my children were asleep, and I sat alone at the kitchen table staring at that piece of glass while the applause faded. The people at that banquet loved what I produced, not who I was. The people upstairs, the ones who truly loved me, I had neglected them chasing that moment. I missed games, dinners, ordinary Tuesdays that would have mattered more than that award ever did. Today I don't even know where that trophy is, but I remember the look in my wife's eyes when I told her I would be late again. You think your career is your legacy, but it's a transaction. You are selling the hours of your life to build someone else's empire, and if you drop dead tomorrow, your job will be posted before your obituary. Do not worship at the altar of your career. It will not hold your hand when the room gets quiet. What remains in the end is what you gave. The love you gave, the time you gave, the presence you gave. I don't replay business deals in my mind. I replay Sunday mornings with my wife, my daughter laughing when she was 3, small acts of kindness that felt insignificant at the time. That is wealth. Kill your ego. Most of your hesitation comes from fear of looking foolish. You don't take risks because you're afraid of judgment, but nobody is thinking about you as much as you imagine. They are too busy worrying about themselves. Practice the last time. One day you will hug someone for the last time and you won't know it. If you lived with that awareness, you would slow down, you would listen, you would hold on longer. Stop numbing yourself with endless distraction. Silence is uncomfortable because it forces you to confront your life, but distraction is a slow death. Forgive faster. Say I love you first. Do not wait for the perfect moment because it does not exist. Do not wait for 5 more years. Do not wait for permission. The clock is ticking whether you hear it or not. I can hear it now. One day you will look back instead of forward, and you will ask yourself whether you truly lived or whether you simply stayed busy until time ran out. Most people do not die dramatically. They fade slowly. They stay safe, they stay distracted, and then they expire. Don't be like Jack. Don't postpone your life. You are not promised later. You are only given now, and now is running out. Go live.